This video is neither sponsored nor affiliated with anyone. I kept seeing this AI tool everywhere. On sponsored YouTube videos, I saw my favorite content creators using it in their workflows, trying to explain how this specific voice dictation is way better than normal typing.
Today I want to talk about how I use Wispr Flow every single day to save me over an hour of work.
One of my favorite AI productivity apps. I use it all the time on my Mac. It is called Wispr Flow.
I essentially dictate what I type using a tool called Wispr Flow.
At first I was like, okay, maybe it's a little bit better. But no, I actually tried it yesterday. It's insane. Like, it's amazing. How do I even say this? Like, what I said, it typed that exactly. And the errors were very less compared to what happens on my phone's voice dictation. Wispr Flow is a voice dictation tool that allows you to dictate using your voice. In simple terms, you speak, you say what you want to say, and it types. What makes it way better than normal voice dictation is that it actually understands what you're saying. It can create a list when you're talking about groceries or anything else that requires a list. It can create a numbered list. It can appropriately format based on the context in which you are speaking. Also, if you mess up during your voice dictation and then correct yourself, then it can remove the messed up part and only write the correct meaning. And most importantly, it is way more accurate than the voice dictation on your phone's keyboard, because it's not just based on what you're saying, it actually understands what you're saying, and that is what makes it so accurate. But then I ran into a problem. Wispr Flow on its free tier allows a 2000 words per week limit, which I'm not gonna lie is pretty damn generous for how good the tool is. But if you start using it even slightly more seriously, then you will run out of it pretty damn fast. At that point, you will have two options. You can either pay for the Wispr Flow Pro plan, which will give you unlimited words, or you can search for an open source and free alternative. In this video, I'm going to talk about GigaWhisper, which is that alternative that I have been using. Quick disclaimer, if you are someone on Mac or Linux, then this video isn't for you, as GigaWhisper is a Windows only project. This is the GigaWhisper interface. It is a very simple and clean app that runs on your system tray. Before you can do anything with it, you have to download a global model first, so that you can actually start using the voice dictation feature. Personally, my laptop does not have a GPU, and thus the small model runs the best on my computer. But I find it to be pretty damn inaccurate, so I use the medium model instead, which in turn is slower, but it is more accurate. This app uses OpenAI's open source Whisper models, which are decent and do the job well enough. OpenAI is the company behind ChatGPT, by the way. Since GigaWhisper is free and open source, you can use it as much as you want to, and the accuracy depends on the model you choose. The tiny model is the quickest, but in turn it is way less accurate, while the large model is much slower, but it is way more accurate. Your computer specs determine the model that you can choose. My computer does not have a GPU, so I can only use the medium model. If you are using the large model, then you have to keep in mind that it will eat up a lot of RAM. From personal experience, the small model uses around 400 megabytes of RAM, and the medium model uses around 2.5 to 3 gigabytes of RAM. So keep that in mind. Another huge win for GigaWhisper is the fact that it can work without an internet connection. For Wispr Flow, you need an active and stable internet connection for it to work properly. But since in GigaWhisper the model runs on your computer locally, you can use it without an internet connection. And for you privacy nerds out there, this is another W, as GigaWhisper is a local and open source app. Your data is not leaving and going to a cloud. Your data stays on your machine instead, and it's private. Wispr Flow also has a privacy setting, but it depends upon you whether you trust them with your data or not. The caveat, the caveat, the caveats, the caveats, the caveats, the caveat. The caveat, at the end of the day, since GigaWhisper is local, it cannot run the most powerful models, and thus it will be noticeably less accurate than Wispr Flow. Wispr Flow runs on the cloud, so it's going to be fast, it's going to be way more accurate. But if you are willing to sacrifice that for something that will ensure your privacy, will remain free forever, run without an internet connection, and will be decent enough if you choose the right model, then GigaWhisper might be worth giving a try. So the clear conclusion is that if you are someone who just wants the best accuracy, the fastest dictation, and wants something that just works out of the box, and you are willing to pay then go with Wispr Flow. But if you are someone who can't justify paying for voice dictation or cares a lot about running your AI model locally, and you want your data to be safe and private on your machine and do not want it to touch the cloud, and you need something that works without an internet connection, then GigaWhisper might be the right choice for you. Now I know there are a lot of other alternatives to Wispr Flow as well. Like I know there is an app called Handy and there is an app called OpenWhisper. But GigaWhisper is the app that I have been personally using for months at this point. If you want videos on other alternatives too, then comment and I'll probably make videos on them too.